Dear colleagues, I would like to thank the shadow rapporteurs for the excellent cooperation, and a very special thanks also to my co-rapporteur Roberta Metsola, with whom it was a great pleasure to work together with. And also thanks to the ombudswoman who drew up this original report on which we are having this report now. And altogether I think we have been now submitting a very good report to this plenary for you to vote on. It's a report that will better protect the human rights of refugees and migrants at our external borders. But it's also a report that will also enable Frontex to have a clearer picture about where human rights violation might occur and how to solve this problem. So it's a winning situation for both sides. And what we are proposing is to establish a complaints mechanism that refugees and migrants can use, that they can address their complaints to Frontex if they feel that they are being mistreated in a Frontex operation. And be it Frontex employees or guest officers of member states, all of those groups are recognizable by their Frontex armband. And therefore we think that we cannot expect refugees to go around and try to research which member state a specific guest officer might have been from, but rather it's really important that they can address their complaints to Frontex, and that we task Frontex, as we propose to do, to make sure that those complaints actually arrive at the right place and that a follow-up is taking place so that the member states don't get around to follow up on those complaints. Of course, this will need sufficient resources in Frontex to handle that task, because it's quite a new and significant task that we also want to give into the trustworthy hands of the Fundamental Rights Officer of Frontex. I'm very hopeful that Frontex will now also swiftly implement this request that we have without waiting until the next Frontex mandate review has been adopted, because indeed it also takes some time to do that. I'm very glad to see also that the Frontex Consultative Forum sees the complaint mechanism implementation as a core priority for their work of the next year. And the Consultative Forum, by the way, is a body that the European Parliament helped to create in the last review of the Frontex mandate, so our work here in the Parliament is indeed very essential about the functioning of our External Borders Agency. Colleagues, I believe that with this complaint mechanism we can take one more step towards ensuring even more human rights at our external borders. And Frontex has indeed in the past received more and more tasks, and it might receive even more and more tasks in the future. So it's only right and fair that Frontex also has to do more on human rights. I hope that the colleagues in this House can support our report that we've been working on for several months now, with a really great collaboration with the shadows and the co-rapporteur with both committees of PETI and LIBE, and I also hope that the Commissioner can tell us today that a complaint mechanism will also be included in the next Frontex mandate review that you will propose, because indeed I think it's very important that human rights safeguards keep up with the enlargement of any task that Frontex might have. Thank you very much.